Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Vodafone, the only way for you to play faster and the only way that you can use their hashtag over on social media. That's the only way. I was wrong. You're right. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Sometimes people are right and sometimes people are wrong. But Trace, I was at home the other day and there was a spider in my apartment and my girlfriend told me to take the spider out.
Who?
My girlfriend. So, yeah, so I took the spider out for drinks. He was a cool guy. Turns out he wants to be a web developer.
Couple of holes in the story here.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Spiders
I don't
can't
go
talk.
home.
Oh, yeah.
Spiders don't talk. But it's a funny joke because it's a spider and he wants to be a web developer.
Jesus Christ. Okay, thanks, man. You know, that was really good. Really did tee up this next thing. Big versus Astralis. Over on Train will be our next matchup. And boy, oh boy, does everyone like it when Smooya comes into town. Right alongside Astralis, though, where he's certain to meet his maker and perhaps even his match. And that was not a MYM joke, by the way.
I don't really like this whole... hold up a second. Let me try again, because I almost said something bad. I like Smooya. I think maybe, it's a bit of a meme. Is it a meme? A meme?
What do you mean?
He's a very good player, but how we're overhyping it. People are chanting stuff. We got the Goonies over here thinking that he's like the second coming of Counter-Strike.
Well, they look up at him while they were growing up, man. They can't really.
They're older than him. He's 18.
It's pretty sad. But anyway, I mean, think about names that are very catchy. Smooya is a name that is, in fact, extremely catchy. And for some reason, we heard people chanting it in New York, Chad.
And it's a yogurt brand. But as we go head-to-head on Train being the first map between these two teams, let's just make sure that everybody understands that Astralis are the best team in the world.
Yeah, I mean, without question, actually, without even contest. It's almost give it to them now just for being Astralis.
Yeah, and I think that it is definitely the Astralis era right now. But as we move forward, if we want to look at some map specifics, or do you want me to do a bit of, why they're the best team in the world?
Here's what we're going to do.
Want?
We're going to talk about Astralis right away, but we're also going to talk about their accomplishments and accolades right from the get-go. So what have they accomplished this portion of 2018?
Well, ever since Kirby made the worst roster move, of 2018 and went to North, Magic's boys come on in, and they've done a lot. They started slow. That Star Series event they were at, they're a bit flat, but then they've been in final after final after final. You know, we've got them just coming off the back, if we look at this most recent stretch, of winning the major. Winning the bloody major, the Face-It Major of 2018. They are the champions, and that means they're defending title holders, the best Counter-Strike team in the world. And the next event they went to was Blast Pro Series, which they also won. So back-to-back titles for these guys right now. And it isn't the reason, well, the trophies isn't the reason that I'm saying or said it was the Astralis era. It was the brand of Counter-Strike that they were playing and the way that they approached the game, the professionalism, just the fact that they're so well drilled. Everything that these guys does is perfect. And people think that's boring, but those people are wrong.
They're wrong, and I think the real way that we can put this Astralis lineup into a consideration, or maybe even the way we should title them, would be that they're the final boss. I mean, you can't really look at it any other way. You talked about that major. We could talk about how they'd faced up against FaZe, Liquid, and Na'Vi there in the playoffs, and that was that.
Well, here's the thing. For people who don't really follow Counter-Strike that closely, Na'Vi are number 2 in the world. Liquid are number 3 in the world. They had to beat the biggest teams out there to get that victory. FaZe, obviously, are a team. We know that they can be a top dog. You know, they were basically an arch nemesis last year of the likes of SK and Astralis, and even this year. So they had to be the toughest opponents in that playoff bracket. And the reason that we look at these guys as such, a fantastic squad is because of their proficiency, how they work as a team, how they roll off of each other, their trading game, their utility usage, their spacing on executes, their innovation in the game. And then you add on top of that how skilled they are mechanically within each of their roles. Pound for pound, these guys within the roles, within the way that they approach this game, within their mentality, with everything they do, no one is even close. No one can hold a candle to these guys. Someone clipped that, put it in a bloody highlight video, because you couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, actually, I was stuck on the part where you said pound for pound, which is basically what they do to everyone in between them. And, of course, the titles that they're looking to claim. And right now, they are front runner from any tournament that they go into. They are the clear favorites. And, in fact, they've proven that.
Precisely. But if there's one place where they are going to drop games, it'll be the online realms of Counter-Strike. Now, sure, they take every match that they go into, the practice, every little thing they do as 150%. They treat everything like it should be treated. The problem is the online realms are where teams who maybe, they suffer on LAN, that one true equalizer I talk about, it doesn't matter anymore. They're in their bedrooms, they're in their prac cafes, they're in their, I don't know, whatevers, right? They're chilling out in their offices around the world. They're in their home environments, and certain players, not on Astralis, on other teams, play much better. And normally German Counter-Strike, relatively online, but Big has definitely changed that stigma. and they've been playing well on LAN recently.
It's true, and no one can call, at least out of these two teams, no one can call Belo Horizonte home. But we did see Big there make their little bit of surgeons.
Yeah, and not only that, he also won Cologne as well. They made it to the grand final against Na'Vi. That was completely unheard of. And as a German resident myself,
Close one.
I'm a bit of everything, right? But look, these guys here got the whole crowd support behind them. You were talking about those Smooya chants. This time last year, it's a little bit early, a couple months ago, I think it was July last year, when they made it into the top 8 of the major, the PGO one, by exploiting that jump bug on Inferno.
Yeah, let's not forget that actually did happen. But anyway,
that felt like one-hit wonders in my mind, right? They were kind of like, had some cool executes, and they were played a really good tournament. But ever since then, they've definitely made themselves a name to be reckoned with, a mainstay. Because Gob B, the in-game leader who has been playing this game forever, he was a 1.6 legend, has got some talent around him. Tabson, the best German player that we have going. Obviously Smooya is a British AWP player. He's come in, he's added something new to the team. They've got Tizian playing more of the supportive roles, and then Nex is probably the most inconsistent player, but when he's on form, he's an absolute beast. In 2015, he was an animal. So this team is now on the map to stay, in my opinion. They just need to make sure they're getting more and more experience as a unit under their belt and fixing those little issues that we've seen crop up.
I think it's going to be a situation where being on the fly is probably the Achilles heel for this big lineup.
Exactly.
I mean, Gob B has notoriously and historically, dare I say, always had a good showing when he's had that preparation or that build-up, that lead-in time. Leading all the way back to the early years of 2015, 2016, this was a guy that could literally define anti-stratting and define reading an opponent.
And he can do that against Astralis, who, when I'm going to say rigid or do things by the book, what I'm talking about is they make the percentage plays. The problem is it's going to be very difficult to do that online, where I assume both teams will be a little bit looser in their approach, right? More risks will be taken as opposed to the LAN environment. So maybe a couple of the executes that Gob B is going to go for, or maybe anti-ecos, people will try things differently. This is the best realm for an Astralis to test the waters of new things.
Well, let's not talk about Big. Let's not talk about some of the players in Big. Let's focus on one player in Big. That will be Smooya. The determined resurgence of UK Counter-Strike is on his back, in his backpack. And, well, let's learn some more about him.
Mark on the CSGO scene. Outside of the talents, of course. Smooya started his pro CS career on multiple lower-tier teams, but it wasn't until he got picked up by Big that his career took off.
Smooya finally going to be able to drop Naf, gets the dink to follow it up on towards Twists, and even doubles down in terms of the kills in the lead. He's not going to be able to find anything. Smooya right now just getting everything done as he continues to take the fights.
The 19-year-old Brit is known for his skills with the AWP, and he's quickly made a name for himself.
Time is precious, as Smooya finds out now. It's a second for Smooya, 3 with the no-scope, and Smooya's hitting everything.
He's still chasing that big win with Team Big, even though he got close at ESL 1 Cologne, narrowly losing out to Na'Vi in the final. Maybe Season 8 of the ESL Pro League will change that, but that's something we can't predict just yet. One thing's for certain though, some say Britannia rules the waves, but we say that Smooya rules the server.
1 versus 2 on top of the site. Smooya jumping. Oh my God! Good night, Smiths.
Brought a couple Smooya fanboys in bright and early here, ready to get into this big matchup. We do have just under 90 seconds, probably a little bit less now. But in fact, Chad, looking at this one, Big versus Astralis, is there a silver lining here for Big?
Big have an opportunity here because the pistol rounds over the last 3 months for Astralis on this map have been very flat. I think out of their 4 matches, they've won very few. I think it's just above that 30% mark. So pistol rounds, boys, for Astralis is going to be an important win factor. If Big can grab theirs and convert, I want you guys to hype on about that because the viewer at home, they bloody need it.
Bloody Nora, or whatever the hell that means. Anyway, guys, I know you're going to go ahead and pick Smooya in this, but I want to ask you as UK residents and UK people, why is it that Smooya has had such an impact in the world?
Just because, he's like the one of 2 heroes that we really have to root for,
Wow, it really sucks to be British, doesn't it?
My goodness. Hey, don't you have a British passport?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
but
anyway. You set yourself up for it,
I
Chad,
did,
sorry.
I did.
Yeah, but in all reality, now the 90-second start, let's just go down the lines here in predictions, because Astralis and Big, this does have some implications. This does have one where, hey, any given Sunday type factor.
Here's the deal. Device is the best AWP being mobile on that CT side. That's a factor for you guys. The Device versus Smooya battle going on. Second of all, Zipnix towards that inner bomb site. Big like to try and play to force a rotation over there early. Then they can target pieces of the map like Ivy. It's not easy to take advantage of Zipnix.
Astralis 2-0.
Well, it's 2 deaths to 1, so you're going to go map by map
Okay,
basis.
Astralis 1-0. Astralis 1-0.
Okay.
Nice. So Astralis on train. What do you got, Harry? Here's your chance.
I'm just gonna go like through the magic of online CS. I think it's gonna be 1-1, just for the sole reason as well that Astralis, they played a few games already today. You know, like surely these guys sleep or must want to sleep or feel tired at some point. Like they're pretty machine-like up until now. But I'm thinking surely some human elements are gonna have to start to play into this at some point. But we're already underway. You know, I'm excited for this one. It's the big Astralis matchup, and you know, that just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that really works well, doesn't it? Yeah, it should be good. We've had a lot of train these last couple of days as well, so we're very accustomed to this map, at least at Pro League right now, Harry. And yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen. Like on paper, I just think, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if Astralis is that big. But again, like you said, Magic of Online CS, big, a very tactically sound team, definitely going to do their research. And I mean, of all teams, if you want to research, I mean, Astralis has so much information. They play all the time. Yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be plenty of things that Big can pick up out of this game. And let's hope they can get some rounds as well. Fnatic Heroic, that's already done. But this is Big Astralis. Welcome, everyone.
Yes, indeed. And here we are. This pistol round already well and truly underway. And look at this blistering pace from the man himself, Godby, all the way up from main. And he's going to go bring the heat along with Smooya. Takes down Glaive. The man advantage picked up early on here for the big boys. Device going to try and answer back as best he can. And let me tell you, don't get a boy bigger than Device. Here he is inside of the bomb site trying to get the job done. The rest of his teammates, though, started to fall around him. And Device, the only man left at 100 HP, might be the one to try and clutch this round. Tizian going to find himself one more. Him and Zipnix here. 101 HP between them, but that really is some... I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
I almost had it. You know, I had something, Hugo, and then it slipped me. But it's fine. Device, Zipnix, both going to just fade away. You know, hold on to the armor if they can. They'd love that. Big going to be finding themselves the pistol around here. The one thing, though, that you kind of brought up that I think is interesting is, you know, God B, we know him. He's someone who likes to just scroll through the damage, you know, learn a team so well. And I think, you know, if you're him, you want to be preparing to face the best. You look to no one other than Astralis. So, you know, he's going to be pretty well versed in how these guys like to approach these maps.
Again, Big have been playing a lot already in the Pro League. That's something to take into account. They already played, what, like 4 maps yesterday. So, yeah, you know, how much time have they had to put into this game? Who knows? We'll find out, I guess. 1-0 for Big. Good start to the map. But again, Astralis, they do have that Mag 7, and that can be a filthy beast in and of itself, Harry. That's going to be on Zipnix. Everyone else pistoled up. Big finding the pistol expected. We're going to have a couple of guns into this one. 2 MAC-10s, 3 AKs. Astralis have opted to get aggressive in this round. They give up Ivy. They take T-Con. They rotate the players to B once they realize that A main is empty. Dupree's already deep behind enemy lines. The problem is, Big have only gone for early map control towards B, and they will continue to back off towards that spawn. Maybe reconsider this one. And as a result, Astralis have actually rotated as well. They've gone for the 2-man B play. That's no worry, considering of the early information they did gain. And now Big are going to be setting utility over A. If they commit and Dupree's still in this position, this could be very, very dangerous.
Well, crawling past Dupree for the time being. It's going to be next starting to come his way, and Dupree wins that fight. Of course he does. Now the rest of the guys down here towards Ivy, apart from Tabson, have a lot of work to do. And Magisk, oh my goodness, he gets both of them there. Magisk is just a dirty deagler today. He's found himself 2, and Tizian's gotten by, but he has to go back for the bomb. He has to go once again into the fray, into the firing line. That is that deagle on Magisk. He's going to go ahead and retrieve the bomb, but there's only 30 seconds left, and now Tabson has at least dispatched of Dupree. Need to see Tizian playing something, though, some sort of advantage. Not going to happen. Glaive picks that kill up, and suddenly only Tabson left alive. 15 seconds. He's going to have to back away and look to try and save. Now, Hugo, how many maps do you reckon that Astralis have lost in the last month?
Sorry, I heard the gunshots. I cut you off.
How many maps do you think Astralis have lost in the last month? Sorry.
3.
A little more than 3.
Okay.
4.
Damn.
But yeah,
what is that out of 15? They've won 11. I don't know. Someone said that stat earlier. I don't know.
But Actually, it might be 5. I might have got that wrong myself. But look,
mistake,
regardless,
Harry.
the point is this could be loss number 6 and 7 tonight. Who knows? And it's all up for grabs.
You're really diving in with the upset 2 rounds into the game.
I mean,
aren't you? Yeah.
you know, it's online CS. I feel like, you know, a big portion of the logic and understanding does go out the window.
There's always an underdog story. Look at the NA side of Pro League, which last night Ghost played their first couple of EPL maps 2-0 over MIBR, the best team in the league, you would say. Maybe aside from Liquid, that's a pretty ridiculous win. And hey, let's just see. You know, Big could certainly pull out something ridiculous in this game themselves. So round number 3, Big forcing the issue. They just got a free M4 off of the body of Dupree, but Device is looking to counteract this early frag by pushing up close to Olaf. He's going to back off eventually. They go for the boost, and he hears someone drop, so he already knows they're boosting over the smoke and doesn't want to take the risk of walking into it, but Tabs a nice shot. Will catch Glaive moving away from the pop dog as Astralis try and fall back into a more passive setup. Magisk won't let them. He's just doing the dirty here. 2 shots, make it a third from Magisk, and he is tearing Big apart limb by limb. Tabson tries to respond, but they both get tagged down low.
Smooya, he's pulled this into a 2v1 now, and it's just Magisk left up. The bomb on the back of Tabson charging in towards B, but Magisk all the way in the back line. Tabson only with 3 HP to his name has to be careful. As Magisk is closing this gap rather. Smooya very far away. If Tabson goes down, Magisk doesn't have a kit though. He's got to ace it for the win in this situation. The time's working against him. He realizes the bomb's not planted on A. It's over here towards B. And might just opt to try and save. And looks like that's the case. He's backed away. No way for him to know, of course, that Tabson and Smooya are so far apart. Now they link back up anyways. This is a done deal. Big going to be picking up their second round as Magisk just looks to try and hide away with this AK. He's looking pretty scary right now though, Hugo. That's never a good sign if you are a Big fan, because he's already hit some utterly ridiculous shots.
Big fan of who?
Oh, I just hate you. If it wasn't your birthday, you know, you
still hate me.
Yeah, well,
you just said it. 2-1 to Big. Nice bounce back from Tabson with a couple of kills, and Smooya with an important deagle shot as well. Those are the 2 players starting things off for Big, and the 2 players that you really need to step up coming into this. Although Tizian had a fantastic game yesterday, only to fall off massively in the map after that. Kind of like existed earlier. Destroyed on the first map, bottom fragged on the second. So fast play for Big in this round. What do we have from Astralis? A couple of pistols and a couple of guns as well, but it's not proving to be too effective. Device has already been removed from the equation. Glaive tagged up, but damage has been done to the couple of riflemen of Big. Tabson and Tizian have taken some serious beatings, and Zipnix and Glaive are going to send them packing. Nice work there as Magisk tries to come in on the flank. He won't predict Smooya so aggressive, and now that puts Big back in the 3-on-3 for the retake of Astralis.
Now these guys only armed with pistols. It's the motley crew of Danes trying to retake B. Bomb ticking on down, and they've spotted out God B. They know his whereabouts. Zipnik's going to get peeked and tagged up. Should get finished off here. He's doing a good job of staying alive thus far. No time though. They already start to back away. They've been able to retrieve this AK at the rounds. That's something to work with into the next at the very least. Big going to be moving into an early 3-1 lead. And only for Astralis in this next round. And actually, if they end up losing, some of these guns even know they're not going to get spotted out. They're able to hold on to them for now. And there's still no money here for Astralis, so really in a position where they just have to take it yet another one on the chin and allow Big to move up 4-1, unless this solitary AK that's on Glaive right now can get anything done. Dupree with the scout.
Fast smokes over the A site though for the terrorists. Maybe going for a quick execute here. Smooya's already up and out over the train, but he will get spotted and falls back off of that. God B instead is going to be the point man here, but the quick scout tag and Magisk to follow up with a pistol will respond. Now we can start to see Astralis sweeping the field of guns. Device grabs an AK, chucks it to Magisk as well, but there's still a gun dropped in Pop Dog, so if Big eventually fall off of this A pressure, could certainly see Astralis grab that gun back. Tabson, he needs to make sure either he holds on to this position or moves that gun away. Not taking it just yet in case there is a close Astralis player. Doesn't want to get baited. But the thing is with Astralis, Harry, in these kind of rounds, they always have a chance. You cannot count them out. An AK on Magisk, a Deagle on Device, Dupree on a scout, and then just Zipnix. This is a terrifying quadrit for Astralis, and they're all stacked up on A right now with that rotation coming out from Zip. It's going to be 3 down on Ivy as well. Big have no pressure here. They're pushing everyone out of A main. Magisk, top of the train. Tabs and double entry out of absolutely nowhere, but it's quickly responded by Astralis. This is getting a little bit too close. Awfully close, in fact. Tabson's tagged down to 15 HP, and he's been removed from the server. There's only 1 man left up, and it is Tizian. Big gonna fall apart. 4 kills from Magisk.
I don't know what's going on with him right now, man. That was an insane double deagle kill in the second round, right? Then he had what the 3K save with the AK in the round after that. This time around, it's 4 from him. He's been absolutely unreal. I just picking up these multi-kills already, and that's a terrifying thing. It's also something I always think that's really interesting about this Astralis roster is, you know, the whole idea of when Kirby left, it almost blindsided them, right? But then they bring in Magisk, and I think that did so many favors for the squad in the sense that you pick up someone so hungry, looking to prove themselves, and he's always been someone, you know, making his presence very known within a team of stars. That said, he can have a few stars. Smooya and Tabson, the unlikely UK-German duo, they've gone ahead and found themselves a couple of kills to kickstart this round with a man advantage here for Big. And in response to that, Dupree tries to play things a little bit fast and loose by taking some aggression into main, gets the information that there's no one there as well.
Astralis going to need more than info in this round, though. Someone needs to come up clutch. Someone needs a multi-kill here because Big are in the advantage by 2. However, under-equipped on a couple of those players. Now we're going to have to push into B. Device already climbing top of the train. He'll miss his shot. That was an important frag that he should have found because that would have been at least some of the pressure was removed from Astralis. Luckily enough, Magisk is here, and we already know he's playing great today. Already 1 kill. Damage to God B, and Smooya's going to finally revenge frag onto Magisk, doubling with the AWP, making this round good for the Germans. Dupree now all that stands, and not for much longer. Despite the damage done from Astralis, it will still be a big round.
I mean, here's the thing, you got to wonder about Astralis. These guys have been playing, you know, what feels like 150% for months now. There must be a time where we really see like that fatigue kind of start to set in. And
if it was going to happen, it'd be online.
Yeah, right. You definitely feel like it'd be, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed. Also, if you're Astralis, it must kind of be in the back of your head, you know, like, oh, we can afford to take it a bit easier in this game because we know that if we really try, then you know, then we can win, right? But regardless,
it's a dangerous mindset, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, I always get that. Like, that's the thing, man, with these Danes. You see them and they just live and breathe Counter-Strike. Like, I mean, it's kind of terrifying in that sense. You know, like the utter dedication to it is just monumental.
Little B-Stream update for you guys at home. Hellraisers took a 16-14 victory up against North there. So bouncing back from the initial win that North had 19-15 on Train just earlier today over Hellraisers. So that's the B-Stream update. Mouse Sports 2-0ing Hellraisers early on as well. So Hellraisers had a bit of a difficult day. They played a lot of Counter-Strike, an overtime loss and a win. That's going to result in 4 points.
Yeah, they've had a pretty rough time of things thus far. But speaking of things looking a little bit rough, we can take a look at this buy for Astralis. Device is really the only thing to write home about, and he's going to fall after finding that first kill onto Smooya. Now, Chad kind of touched on that a bit, is seeing how these two AWPers stack up, and initially it's looking like Device is winning a fair few of these fights, but Smooya's been finding openers elsewhere. This time around, was Device to best him, but God B was there to trade.
Oh no, look at Magisk as well. He's pushed up on B. If he goes any further, then Tabson surely wins this fight from an off angle, but Magisk has still got a lot of control, a lot of information that allows his team to triple stack that A bomb site with pistols, which is always frightening. And Magisk going to hold here as well. Now this is where Tabson's going to be walking to his likely death. Magisk shooting early. Did clip the shoulder down to 50 for Tabson, but it's still information. It's going to call for that double rotate. Dupree is here with a scout, and Glaive with the AWP. This is a 6 setup for Astralis. This is surely theirs. Magisk dropped 1, Glaive finds the bomb, and now there's only 2 men left up for Big.
Yeah, just Tabson and next. Somehow this round that was looking so assured for the big boys has all now turned sour, and it's the multi-kill man himself, Magisk, putting up 2 frags in this round before he gets toppled, and then there's Dupree at the very end to lock it in. Astralis could be picking themselves up a 3rd round. And once again, you know, it's such a weak buy that they have heading into it. You had the AWP on Device. I think it was a scout carried forward as well, but that was really all they had heading into that round. And now the grim reality for Big is they're right back to square one. The money's gone. They've had to just go for a small investment with a couple of pistols. And one Molotov as well. They're going to look to try and hit this A bomb site by the looks of things. They throw out that molly early to try and deny the AWP down towards Olaf. And, well, just once again, this man loves a multi-kill.
What do you do against that? Maybe don't run through a smoke, but even so.
Yeah, I mean, like, that round there, fair enough. You know, it's through a smoke, it's ecoing players, nice and easy, but it's pretty scary. We haven't seen him just get one kill in a round yet, I don't think.
No. 15 and 5. Yeah, he's not doing too bad.
He is a gamer, as they say.
8 rounds in, that's 2 kills a round. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, casual 182 ADR. You know, you absolutely
There's
love
no
to
way
see
you
it.
keep that up. There's no way. Let's see. Because the next best player has 3 kills on his team. That, like, 15, then 3, 3, 3, 2. Oh, my mic.
But, I mean, yeah, like, you know, clearly here's all the talk about Device being best player of the year. Magisk, you know, saying no to that, wanting to try and claim the title for himself. But into this round anyway, Hugo, you can see Dupree holding off over here towards Pop Dog. He is a real fiend in this position, so hard to contend with, but he does go ahead and actually just give it up for now. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that sets Dupree up perfectly, but he has usurped Smooya for the timing. Got him by him, but Smooya is still here. Amazing way, only good for one before Glaive there to trade. Luckily enough, Tizian was hot on his heels, immediately able to answer back, but it's just trades across the board, back and forth. Man advantage up in favor of the Danes here. Just Tabson and God B left alive, but these two have the chemistry, have the history to try and get this job done.
Oh, and Device isn't expecting Tabson so close. The problem is Magisk is, and he trades right back into the 1v1 as God B keeps things alive, but he wide peeks with the Molotov and gets exactly what's coming to him, a shot to the face. Zipnik's in a clutch. That's not going to be hard for him. And Astralis back in the lead, 5-4 here now. It was a short lead for Big. But even so, 5-4, not a bad scoreline for either team. Big is still putting up a fight on this T side, and despite losing that second round, they still bounced back fairly well with a couple more. Pistols here for the Germans. And even God B has gone for the dual Berettas, because why not? Magisk, I mean, we know he plays the SG, but the AUG, now that's a whole nother gun.
Yeah, he's really looking to try and switch things up here.
If there's any time to use it, it is now when you're 15 kills in.
And there's Dupree opening things up in this round anyway. That was Smooya to go down. Yeah, this is... I mean, God B's got dualies, so to give you guys an idea of where we're at in this round, that's pretty much it. Magisk giving a fine one with the AUG. I mean, I love seeing it, especially in his hands, right? Like, just because it's such a hilarious weapon. Here it is. He doesn't actually see anyone. Instead, they're going to go the way of Device, who's using the AWP. The AWP, which is always a damn shame, but Device is going to manage himself one, helped out by Dupree. And it's just so clinical with Astralis.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they always know when to peek and when not to peek. Device goes for a shot, he goes for a second, he misses the second kill, falls back out, allows Dupree to take it while Big are focusing on killing Device because they're expecting him to re-peek again. It's like they're never going to overface. Astralis aren't going to overcommit to these duels because they have teammates to, you know, trade instead. So, yeah, just not risking losing these guns, keeping the money strong for Astralis. 6-4 now, and the money is back in the hands of Big. They've got guns to play with. Smooya even on that AWP, despite not having armor. But look at this pace from the CT side. They've just gone aggressive up the B ramp. It will only be short-lived with a flashbang, and they won't find anything from it. So Device is just posted up on this angle instead. Duck below it is a player, and he's just going to have to fall out with a nade.
Tabson. That's going to put the re back in Dupree as he hops away. Not going to be feeling too happy about that one, but he's elusive as ever, is that man. So that would have been a massive man advantage for Big to find. Tabson is going to be kicking himself on the back of it, but still lots of damage done. Split between Device and Magisk. There's still a minute left. Plenty of time here for Big. The one thing that you've got to keep an eye on, though, is Astralis have been very good at holding onto this utility. There's a minute left, and they still have a very decent amount. When you take a look at those incendiaries, going to be worth their weight in gold as we enter crunch time. The last 20, 30 seconds of the round when Big do decide to execute in towards this B bomb site, those incendiaries can head on in and look to try and shut this whole round down. If Big leave this down to the wire, which they're going to decide not to do, which is a perfect decision. Those incendiaries you can see now going in. But that's completely delayed the push, and they've got nothing now to work with. One Molotov up on Gobby, and that's it. No smokes. They're going to be at the full mercy of these AWPs, and as Smooya loses that door, Device is given free reign. Zipnix and Dupree going to fall, but Glaive here chiming in with another. All these weapons with scopes and at range, and the utility now holding off Big as well. Everything is going against them, and here's Device with another. It's only Tizian left alive. And ultimately, it's those Incendiaries, you know, burning away, ticking down the timers on the smokes. And then you just have to go run the gauntlet against, you know, Glaive and Device with the AWPs, and that is not a situation you want to be in if you're Big.
The worst part about the Incendiary up ramp is Big double Molotov, and seconds later an Incendiary comes out. Now that means both the positions that Big have Molotoved are now, you know, not clear. If they push out, they can not worry about, you know, that train line, because the Molotovs are covering it. The smoke will cover any long way, players all the way towards the back of the oil train, for example, but not anymore because they've already faded by the time they've pushed into the site. So that's always awkward for Big. Got a deep smoke here on B. Zipnix is, I mean, I don't know how he sees a thing in this. He's got some real glasses. Not some fake glasses, some real glasses. But he's not going to find anything just yet. Now they're going to walk into it with only pistols. It's not too difficult. 2 kills for him. Trade is there eventually, but damage has been done, and Device is rotated down towards this B site.
Yeah, a minute and 5 seconds here to work with for Big. Tabson on the M4, a little bit of utility as well. Ooh. Still have time to decide where to go, but this is not a nice situation to be in whatsoever. Magisk heading over here towards main, has to be worried that there could be a man over in pop, and we see him now just shying away from that angle that has him exposed. That smoke starts to dissipate, and he's more than aware of it. Now goes in for the peek, and he does just see the shoulder of Gobby, now tagged up, and still able to find Tabson. The bomb dropped, 30 seconds left, and only one man up for Big, and that is the brains behind the whole operation. Has to put the gob back in Goblin as he looks to try and wrangle around here. Got to go loot that bomb, and it's just not happening. Glaive picks him off from afar. Astralis going to be locking in an 8th.
Double the score of Big here. It's been a long time since we've seen a T-side round. What's that? 6 in a row now for Astralis. Very strong streak here from the CT side, as we would expect on this map. And Big, they don't even have the AWP into this one. They don't even have Smooya now. He's on the AK instead. Astralis, on the other hand, double AWP, Device, and Magisk. We've seen everyone at AWP, it seems. I feel like we had Glaive on it on the B site a couple of rounds ago. Now Magisk. Astralis don't care at this point. Tizian with a quick pop dog, pop flash. Can jump into the ladder with this flash as well, which is why it's so good. It very rarely fails. Dupree's playing close on the E-box, but look, players have already run right past him. Bigger deep in the site, and Dupree, he's going to spray down too. Climbing the top of the train is next, but he's just bypassed them until Magisk finds him from the back of Ivy. And Smooya, who was mollied off all along, is only going to get 1 kill before Device finds a shot. Astralis, again, a clinical procedure on that A-bomb site.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit more brutal now over in the Big camp. I mean, you know, early on, things look great. They find themselves the pistol. They lose that Antica, but then they're able to win a few rounds back. You know, they trade round for round initially, but since then, what? We've seen 7 rounds consecutively for the Danes. Big struggling to really make a dent even. Magisk on the AWP this time alongside Device. No AWP out for Smooya. You haven't really seen him get to use it all too much. Device holding close. There's players all around. He's going to land the no-scope, and now he's got the Deeg in hand. He might not even need it, though. The rest of the team have bailed him out, and now he's going to go hunting. Device, the Bloodhound, out through the smoke, going to manage himself one more, while Magisk is able to Deeg down at Smooya.
He's done with the AWP. He'd rather an AK here for the final round. Oh, no. He's dropping it over. That makes way more sense. Last round of the half, money no longer a factor. Still wants a double AWP, but he wants to give his teammate an AK instead, and there we go. Astralis have the money.
Also, Magisk wasn't able to keep up the 183 ADR that we saw earlier. 150, though, and Dupree now on 125. These two having absolutely fantastic time of things here on Train. Through the fire and flames, there are going to be players charging towards him. Magisk takes this initial fight on a Tizian. Next has been able to get up close, but armed with only a Mach 10 and 7 points of health, you really do not fancy his chances here.
Ooh. That Molotov better start running next. 5 HP left now, and you are not going to win that fight at range with the Mach 10, so he needs to reposition. Meanwhile, the bomb's down on that B bomb site, but Nex has been removed, so the flank is no longer a problem, and Device can start to line up these shots as Dupree climbs over the top. They have no idea, and Dupree strikes from above. Godby maybe behind enemy lines, but he's in a 1v4 with a UMP. That's 2 kills, but they're on the bomb. Astralis is sticking it, and Godby is too far away. He is not ready for the full defuse, and there it is. Astralis, 11 rounds on the half. Big. Falling short there by a big margin. That's 8 rounds in a row for Astralis.
Yeah, that's just mental. And yeah, coming into this match, I think it was Smooya who tweeted saying how, you know, like, obviously not expecting it to be an easy matchup, but he called Big, you know, one of the most, I think he said like most, you know, like they're massive onliners or something like that, which, yeah, I don't even know how true that is. Big always seem to do really well on land, but like surprisingly well. But, you know,
I mean, part
certainly
of that,
not living up to the hype that Smooya got me with that tweet, I'll be honest.
When you have onliners, I think, you know, some of it is playing online, some of it is being comfortable in the place you're playing in rather than nervous at a tournament, right? But a lot of it is the puggy style that a lot of people run online and the kind of simplistic style. Big are the opposite of that, and so are Astralis to some extent, right? But I think Big are clearly better when they have time to research their opponent, time to sit down and go, okay, this is our matchup in 2 days' time on LAN. Let's start looking at some demos, right? Big aren't going to be researching every demo for every Pro League game they have because you play so many damn games. So, yeah, coming into this one, this is not an easy game. I think the online thing is just a German joke more than anything.
Well, speaking of German jokes, Big currently down 7 rounds. I'm just...
Oh my god.
Oh, he's going to kill me for that one, but it's fine. Probably delete me on Steam now. But still, you know what? I tell you what, it's actually been a pretty good show for Smooya and Tapson, top of the board. It's a real shame because Nex is, I mean, no one else really aside from those two actually putting up numbers. And when you consider how strong a performance we've seen from Tizian and Nex, then, or at least in the games leading up to this, then, you know, I mean, it feels like such a shame for them now to be falling off so drastically.
Who is this CT
trying to land this jump?
failing to land the jump? He even went back for a longer run-up. Run-up will not affect your speed. I'm loving this. There we go. You got to strafe. You got to wiggle it in
there. Oh, here's Hugo. You know, just telling.
I'm a KZ you know, King. I may be awful at CS, but I can KZ, mate.
Who do we reckon it is? Take your pick now. Who is it?
Not Smooya. Smooya would make that.
Not Smooya.
Yeah. Who is it? Can we get confirmation? Yeah, just for our own sake. Come on.
Oh, they're just teasing us some more smooths.
Yeah, you're trying to hide the shame. So it's someone on Big.
Yeah, it's because we're into this. We are in Hugo to the second half. That would be why. Okay, so
that's the only justification I can have for not.
Don't worry, Rush is one of the people observing this, or maybe doing replays. I don't know, but no, he's observing this game, and he loves a bit of KZ, bit of B hopping. So he's probably got just as triggered by that. Into the pistol round though, Hugo got beat, and that looks like Tizian will be picking up the defuse kit and utility for the rest of the squad. Got beat as well, I think dropped a. No, he did not. Never mind. He just bought up the utility, and I think he has himself a PT-50. Tizian at range inside of this B-bomb site. They're playing the retake setup. He's already been tagged down at 8 HP, and Dupree now going aggressive. Will lose his life as a result.
So the retake is on for Big. The Molotovs are gone for Astralis. They had 2, but already used. That would be so nice for the post plant on this B site, but they might not even need it. Magisk and Device have already found kills, and Glaive is snuck behind them. They are pincered in. Big are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Glaive is putting a rock in their skulls. Another bullet connecting, this time for Smooya. Now down to the 2v2. They can tap the bomb, but they're not going to stick it, and Zipnix will peek out the ramp. Great cohesion down from Astralis, and with that pistol round, Harry, 12-4, and Tico's ahead of us. I mean, we could be seeing a 14-4 scoreline before Big even have guns.
Yeah, that is just pretty brutal here for Big, but also, you know, maybe quite expected in the sense, you know, you're going versus
the best team
in the world, who've lost 5 maps in the last month, and I don't think they want to go ahead and jeopardize that statistic now. But you never know. They are sadistic in the statistics. That's Astralis in a nutshell. Not B, gonna dodge that nade.
I want him on my dodgeball team.
Ooh. I know, his big brain makes him a far easier target to hit, Hugo. That's the problem. Device. You'd have to be tested, but no. Glaive down the ramp.
Astralis, they've managed to rotate 2 players off of that play from Glaive. Tabson just moved in. Nex is considering it, but he went back towards the A site. Man, if you can... Big are clearly scared, right? If they're going to double rotate off of Glaive running down ramp on his own and not even committing, then clearly worries are getting to them. And at a 12-4 scoreline, I can only imagine that's the case. So Astralis will be that A play after all. The bomb's still outside of T-Con. Magist's going to be coming in through there. The top performer of the server by a big margin right now. Godby, he's very good in this position, but they have better guns. He's not going to be able to get a thing done. Only damage. Smooya does pull back the man advantage, though, so now Big actually have an opportunity, considering Glaive is also low as well. Smooya, another shot with the scout. There's a third player coming out through the pop dog, but he's just going to miss the timing. Does repeat back in, but Glaive wins the duel with the UMP, and now the T's are all over the bomb site. Missed shot from Tizian, and it's only Glaive left up. Surely he can't get a 4K with 4 HP. Nex is playing on the ladder, jumps off, 12 seconds. Glaive knows exactly where he is, and the timing, the peak is just a little bit off. Glaive goes back in, more damage, but 6 seconds, he needs to stick the plant. Nex isn't going to dive in to stop him. A little bit too late, but he's there. But the plant's in, but plenty of time for the defuse, and that came down to the wire.
And I've just been, here's an interesting statistic I've just seen, Hugo. Out of the last 100 maps, Astralis have lost 19.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's 0 losses on Nuke and 2 on Train. Just to, I mean, the Nuke one just because it's interesting. Train because that's the map we're in right now.
Yeah.
So who
what
does
about
not love that?
What about our second map, which I know for a fact, Harry.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
Is the loved map of Inferno.
The loved map of Inferno, Hugo. 4 losses on Inferno.
Wow.
But still, these guys, yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Some
Wait, where are all their losses then? They've got to be stacked on one map.
Mirage.
Ah, okay.
And Overpass. Take up 11.
But they play a lot of Overpass, which makes some sense.
Well, look, Hugo. They also play a decent bit of Train, and here they are on it right now. 12-5 up over Big, but still, the situation's been flipped on its head. Astralis stacked up outside the B bomb site, and Tizian, his spidey sense is tingling a little bit there. Drops the incendiary, falls on back. Looking like they just want to try and get this bomb down, and this B bomb site's fantastic for that. Getting in close with these pistols, finding maybe a kill here and there. Tizian's able to tap down one through the smoke. And now you imagine they just group up, try and get this bomb down. No.
Just waiting for the smoke. But the problem is Nex on the other side, and they don't have the guns to deal with this, nor the utility to push him off the angle. Nex, awful timing. He looks away, and then they burst out. He only gets 1. If he stayed on that position, he could have definitely gotten a little bit more for his money. Tabson will be making the money in the back lines. SMG, $600 per kill, and he is just mowing them down. In fact, it's not even him. It's got B. There it is. Tabson with 2, and the defuse is there for Big. So 6 rounds here. It's the start of a potential comeback. But again, in the back of our minds, Harry, it's the fact that Astralis have a buy coming up, and they will be able to buy everything they want.
Yeah, that's the added benefit of getting that bomb down there. And here we go. I mean, you got Glaive with enough money to grab an AWP. He can go ahead and drop that over to Device. They've already made that exchange. Device being on that AWP, that is going to be a bit of a problem perhaps for Big, because I don't think they bought the AWP out. No, they have. So that's going to be... we get to see that duel already, Hugo, between... You know, the best player, the best AWPer in the world, and Device, obviously.
Classic.
Here is Device looking out towards the A bomb site. Hasn't spotted anyone just yet. This man is like a bloodhound, trying to sniff out all these angles, trying to spot someone. Smooya, in the meantime, going to take an aggressive stance over here towards B. This is good, though. It allows the rotation away. Not if Smooya goes down, though, and he has now been trapped. He's had to go and smoke this off. That gives up this portion of the map, and now he falls back in towards B.
Astralis just looking for a pick here. Nex may give it to them. He's getting awfully close to main, but damage has been done to Dupree, who can't commit to an early fight. Waiting for that smoke to fade so Device can come through it and try and support him. In the meantime, the bombs retrieve from spawn. Astralis bringing it back to T-Con. Looks like the A play after all, with Device setting up utility. Only a solo B player here. That's going to be Smooya, so the pressure's on the Germans here on this A. Bomb site for Big to try and hold down the line. Tabson playing close to the Pop Dog, but they're already out main. He's got to be very careful. Nex has done the dirty to Dupree, but Zitnix trades right back. That Pop Dog player will not last too much longer, and Zitnix has doubled it up. Nex even getting caught in main, and it is a slaughterhouse on this A-bomb site. Only Smooya left alive, and he misses the no-scope. Zitnix dives in with a Glock, and 2 shots to the face will mean 13 rounds to Astralis.
Yeah, for Big now the question becomes, how much longer can they keep on grinding this? Is there any way back into this game for them? The money's not fantastic in this round, so that's going to immediately cause them some problems. They've had to just go for the partial buy in a $2,000, down around about $2,000. Device not be fantastic into the next round either, though. So that is something to bear in mind. Tabson especially, along with Nex, going to be a little bit limited in comparison to the rest of the squad. It does feel like a shame to say, because it does feel like we haven't really got to see Big with the most complete buy at any point on this CT side. Here comes the pushing towards B, though. This defense going to get tested. Next is the first of all. Tizian's only good for one, and Tabson's hiding here with the USP. He'd have to be a right miracle worker to get anything done, and it's not happening, not versus Astralis. It's going to be 14-6 here on Train in favor of the Danes.
Even with a 5-man B stack, they can only find a single kill off that. Very unfortunate stuff, but now at least they have a bit more money to work with. That being said, 14-6. Money has not been the problem.
Do you remember
in this
what
game.
that kill record was that Config broke? I think it was actually last season of EPL.
Yeah, I casted that. 38.
38.
38?
38?
Something about that, yeah, in a map. In a pre-overtime map.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Or was it a half? No, it wouldn't be a half. It'd be a map.
No, that was...
Yeah, that'd be
that
pretty
would be
ridiculous.
like, you know...
I mean, that'd be doable. It'd just be just obscene. But yeah, 38 and a half. In a map, sorry. That beat World Edit, I think. That was, I think it was an online game, though. I'm pretty sure.
Magic still has a long way to go, but currently sitting on 26 kills within the server, and Glaive going to go ahead and...
thing is, there's not been enough rounds for him to get 38
yeah,
kills.
that's the issue, right?
Oh, man down are Astralis, so maybe there will be some more rounds, Harry. Maybe Big will be able to claw some through. As I say that, God be. He was already low, so a quick and easy kill for Glaive. Zipnik's going to do the exact same to Nex up in the connector, and Tabson gets overwhelmed. Zipnix is just so clean.
He is so clean, yet at the same time, so despicably dirty with how he gets this done. It's all Tizzy in 1v3, and it's not meant to be, because Zipnix is there. And he's going to finish the round with 3. 15-6. Astralis going to reach match point here on Train. And, well, it has been the Dane pain train all throughout the day thus far here for Astralis. They've... or at least they're trying to punch their ticket to a flawless evening thus far. Now they just need one more round to win out this first map here versus Big.
Yeah, and there's not a lot up against them as I say that. Nex is going to get aggressive, and he does get himself a kill. God B also close to the smoke. He's going to give away his position and run right through the smoke to Dupree. Not sure about that one. So Nex, in the meantime, at least keeps this in the advantage for Big, but by a small margin. He's on 11 points of health, and Astralis were in the same position in the previous round and still able to get out of it with 3 players surviving. So you can't count them out here. Never, in fact. Nice shot from Device. Smooya gives it a go, but only 2 HP left on the Danish player. As now Astralis decide to group up outside of this B bomb site. Tizian does the same, except without grouping up, he just pushes up. Glaive on the other side here. This could be a kill, and it is. Tizian drops the bomb and comes rolling down the stairs to him like a slinky. A very valuable slinky, and Tizian is doing the damage. 2 more kills coming up for Big, and only Device left up with 2 HP.
Yeah, there is no Iron Team, but there is an Iron Device, and he's now going to try to do something in this 1v3, only with 2 HP. He's not fancying his odds too highly here. But he's still going to try and go for something. There's plenty of money up for Astralis. They've got a massive advantage. Sadly, Tabson just waits at the top of the ladder. And the odds very much stacked against Device doing anything there. That will be the round, as you say. This play from Tizian is the thing that decides it. The MP5 and racking up a body count thus far in Pro League. What is that?
Someone saying stop. There's a train track. Don't
No,
walk
no, the
over
one
the train
beneath it,
track.
obviously. I know that that's a train.
Yeah, the
Thank
guy's
you.
saying stop.
Okay. Stop. There's
Stop.
trains.
Train.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell, this is train. Oh, next, look at this. He's getting in the face of Astralis, trying to play close to main. Easier said than done, but he gets a 1-for-1. Dupree trades, and Zipnix, he's still here on Olaf. Next should be able to call this to his team, because he already got so aggressive, but they're not going to be able to stop him. He's up on the site. Tizian's killing his teammates in the meantime, and he will dive up from above. That's Tabson rather. Zipnix kills him. But it's only a 1-for-1 when Astralis are already down a man, not for long. Glaive is traded with man on the flank as Tizian pushes up on B once again. And Dupree cannot get out of main either, leaving just this B player left up.
Yeah, it's Glaive. 1v2 to try and close this out now for Astralis. Gonna try and go aggressive and take the fight versus Smooya. Smooya does suspect though, and he's checking it. Gonna go ahead and finish things off in this round. So Big moving on to an 8. They stay afloat in this rather Danish sea for now, but something to see another 7 rounds consecutively. Big want to go ahead and pull this one through to overtime. You know, versus any team, that already is not an easy feat. Versus Astralis, that is going to feel like probably one of the harsher struggles you're going to have. They've at least finally broken the economy, Hugo. They finally have a little bit of a shot here to try and work some of their big magic.
It's just like, even in this round, Astralis have pistols, but it's still winnable. It's still very much winnable, so they have to be very, very careful. I mean, like always. Luckily enough, Tizian's taken down Zipnix, so already a man gone for Astralis outside of that B site. So these A smokes will be very clear. Big should be ready for the full commitment in this kind of round. You're not going to be throwing any fakes in with pistols. Astralis are already filtered out onto the site. Smooth actually boosted up. This is a good angle, but he's got to be quick because they're already encroaching on his position. The bomb, in fact, getting planted on top of the train as well. They won't be able to stop it, but they might be able to still get rid of Glaive, who sat hidden in that smoke, already 20 HP, and Tizian will eventually get rid of him. Dupree literally looks a flashbang in the face, and he will give away his position while shooting, being the last alive as well. That's not good. Any kills here would be nice. Won't even get one. Got B left with 3 HP, and Big with the defuse, but that's not a worry for Astralis. They half-bought that round. They got a bomb plant. They got lost bonus. They can buy.
Yeah, I think, you know, definitely no pressure on the Danes at this point in time. For Big, it is, you know, every round is such a crucial one. You can't afford to have one mistake, even on an individual. You can see them now over here in CT spawn, readying themselves once again for what is going to be another just round of the grind. Such a pivotal moment. Orb still out over on Smooya. Tabson donning that other one. The double orb setup that we see these guys run so often. Device going to get run boosted down here towards Ivy. Doesn't find anything on the back of it right now. Tizian looking like he's going to be the first point of contact here that Astralis are able to find as he's holding close. Dupree keeping an eye on the angle.
Be back in the pop dog. Dupree walks up and he will win that fight. Tizian not ready. Astralis now taking that man advantage early on a very key round as well. The best buy we've seen for a couple. So already being at a man disadvantage is going to mean Big really are feeling the pressure. They're back against the wall. Quite literally. Tabson's arm up against the walls. He tries to wide peek that heaven position. Very dangerous there, but luckily Dupree won't fully commit after he spots the edge of Tabson. Astralis going to start to group up, and Dupree, he's just going to dive on through. He doesn't give a damn. He wants this game to be done and dusted right here, right now, and they have no idea that he's crept behind them. Got B, lines up a couple of dominoes, but they still manage to get the trade in as Dupree does damage down on the B site. Next is all that remains here for Big, and he's too far away. The bomb's already going down.
Yeah, Nex needs a 1v3 versus Legends here if he wants to keep Big in this map. Don't fancy his chances, time ticking down. He doesn't have a kit either, so it should be an open and shut case here for Astralis, and I think even he knows it. Anticipating that someone's flanking around Nex. I think he may have, I don't know, maybe I haven't called this. It looks like maybe he's admitted some defeat. You're going to start to go creeping on in, and there we go. Magisk is able to find him. Astralis 16-9 here on train. They close it out to get the job done and early, keep that flawless streak going this season.
Yeah, a respectable half on the T side there for Big, but unfortunately not able to get things started on that CT side. You can't really blame them. Again, it is the best team in the world that they are fighting up against. But yeah, Astralis looking fantastic as they always do, and leaning into that second map now of Inferno, I have no doubt they're going to continue this series with a nice 2-0. But that will be in just a minute, guys. Be sure to tune in for the last map of EU Pro League for tonight. Big versus Astralis on Inferno, after the break.